Hello, everybody, and welcome to the new debate in this one channel where debates happen. I'm Shinigami, the guy who's been appearing like a total of 3 times right now, I guess. And here is Fate, my good old pal. Say hi, Fate.
Yep, and today we are having a versus debate with Starkiller versus Comp Ichigo. Star Wars versus Bleach. Who will come out on top?
The rules are simple. It's universal plus AP and hacks, and I almost said speed again, and immeasurable speed.
Yes. Yes. And now I will let Shinigami go first. Actually, no, I'll go first with like my premise. And now I also go first with my premise. My premise is that Starkiller will use every Will you? My premise is that Starkiller will use all that he has to win this battle. And now I'll hand it to Shinigami on these Aizen versus Palpatine.
Aiza's best matchup. Garbage below. Anyway, my premise for Ichigo will be that Ichigo will just use the general things he has, not literally everything, just the things he needs to defeat Starkiller.
General things? What does that mean?
Just like things in general, like he's not gonna use literally everything, just the things he needs, you know.
Okay. Okay, that works, I guess. Also, where is the thing for that we put the scans in? Because I can't find it.
Here it is. I actually there. And fuck, drawing like this panel right here is gonna be really difficult. Fuck.
Yes.
Nah, I'm just drawing a manga right now.
Oh, okay.
Alright, so what's gonna be your AP for Starkiller? Even though I already said that, but I'm gonna ask that anyway.
Okay, I guess I'll go first, like with my attack potency. So basically, Starkiller is on. Basically, Starkiller would be AP due to him competing with people that can create force storms.
Alright, what is it about that Force Storm anyway?
Okay, wait. Let me just put it down real quick.
So tell me about this Force Storm right here. What is the big deal right here?
Okay, so essentially, what force storms are is where you. Essentially, what force storms are is where you use the force to create to merge hyperspace with real space, basically merging a four-dimensional realm with a three-dimensional realm by holding superiority over hyperspace. Also, let me just get the stuff real quick. Like, I have it all here, but it's kind of a bit scattered.
Nah, take your time, take your time.
Okay.
That just means we'll
First,
make more money.
that is true. Yeah, the first one. Yo.
Alright, there we go. Let me see. For centuries. Before. Yeah, I'm reading this. The book banger. So these scans right here, I'm assuming, is stating that it's explaining like what is a force storm, right? I mean, what's a force storm, right?
The book of
Uh,
Anger describes like what the book of Anger does describe what the Force Storm is, and the ones that are on the top and on the bottom explain how hyperspace is a fourth-dimensional realm. I was actually looking for a better one because I think this one actually was a bit more.
well, I'm pretty
Okay,
sure
wait.
that. Well, I'm pretty sure by Google definitions alone, what is it? Hyperspace is inherently a higher dimensional plane from our universe, or whatever it is I meant to say.
Oh, and it ended up like that. Can you see that other one at the bottom?
No, thank you. I'm not clicking that because there'll be too much space. But let me do that anyway, just to try that. And it did not work. Fuck. But
Oh,
I know how to.
that's fine. I will just have to do it a different way. Not sure why it keeps doing that. This way, it's better.
Oh, that one.
Hmm.
Oh, I see. Oh, I see. Got it. And can you give me an example of how Starkiller scales to this?
Hmm.
Can you give me an example of how Starkiller scales to this thing?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, I can. He was scaled. He would scale to this because he was capable of defeating Vader.
Go on.
He was capable of defeating Darth Vader, who, in a weakened state, killed Palpatine, who was the one who perfected the uses of the Force Storm.
When did Palpatine perfect it?
And there's a right there on the left to the Book of Anger.
Wait, can you repeat that?
Okay, look at the Book of Anger, and you see that text to the left?
Yeah.
Read it right there, and like it explains like what Palpatine was doing with the Force Storms.
Uh-huh. What was like, let me see. Hmm. What was like Darth Vader? I have a few questions to concern about Starkiller defeating Darth Vader. Since they were using comp, I'm curious. What was like the novel description of their fight?
The novel description of the fight?
Yeah.
I could actually do. I could actually get can actually get that because I think it's here. Hold up, I'll have to scroll down for that though.
Alright.
What do what do you want? What exactly are you looking for? Like with the novel description of the fight?
Just curious because what is it? If I remember correctly, Darth Vader in these phases or whatever, he was having like what these like self internal conflict issues or whatever, edgy teenager stuff. He's having this internal conflict. This is also what obviously caused him to lose against Luke. This is even pointed out in the third movie that he does have conflict, and we know that in Star Wars, mental states can significantly amp or decrease your AP or your stats rather. This has shown how Luke, despite the fact he's been shown to have no chance against Darth Vader, he defeats him in Episode 6 because Vader was both fully mentally nerfed and Luke gained a rage amp. Jedi and Sith also give this massive emphasis on like mental states. And this wasn't shown directly in the games, much like in Episode 6 with Luke versus Vader. But I want to first check the legitimacy of it by like checking the novel descriptions of it first, because that's where it comes from, usually.
A novel would usually have more descriptions, but like I want to like go back to like what I heard. Okay, so just to be clear, Vader. So you said like a weakened Vader fought Luke, and then Luke managed to beat him when he got like the dark side.
Yeah, like that.
Hmm. Oh, okay. So, okay, let me just get to finding like the novelized one first. Oh, here we go.
Where's my fucking ruler? Where's my fucking ruler? Why did I throw it away?
Hmm. You're in luck. I actually managed to find it. Okay. Let me look through this for like the point that you might be looking for, because it is pretty long. Actually,
Alright,
never mind. It's
take
not
it.
that long. I can just give it to you.
Oh,
Okay. I looked through. Okay, so I did look through the. Wait, what is that? Thing I need? That's the thing. Oh, this is actually the thing I need. Interesting. I don't know why it uploaded like this, but it did.
alright.
Is this going to
Um,
expand it real quick? View whole file.
Holy shit. This is gonna be massive. The Dark Lord was already moving, the red blade of his lightsaber fluttered into life, casting light shadows across the room. There was no discussion. He offered no threats.
Okay, I did like skim through this like before I sent it, and from what I read, there's not really much here saying that that he was nerfed while they were fighting.
And so the sheer severity of the opening blow took him by Yeah, I'm just reading this currently.
Yes.
Until this moment, they had never truly fought as equals. His master had either held back or he himself had capitulated. Now, for the first time, they would see each other's true potential. Where Darth Vader was strong and relentless, he was fast and smart.
Yeah. So I just want to like ask, did that one like answer your question? Answer like the question?
Um, but here's
Probably because
my
it's
next. This one is like taking forever, but I'll still be reading this, and I got another question right here that needs to be answering. So you said that like Darth Vader upscales from Palpatine, right?
yeah.
But here's my question. Um, we know that in the good ending of The Force Unleashed, when Starkiller goes to fight Palpatine, or rather before that, Palpatine is there like, he's weak, just kill him already. Basically, he's trying to recruit Starkiller to the dark side. And then he's
Yeah, he's
still
always
trying to
trying to
do that.
upscale.
And we know that, and Palpatine always does that. Always does that when he gets defeated by people. He tries to make it seem like they want or something, but he just wants them to get into the dark side, you know? Like for example, when he went to fight Darth Maul, and he was like, I remember this very well because Darth Maul went to fight Palpatine, and Palpatine made it seem like Darth Maul was overpowering him, and then the next thing that happens, Palpatine is there like, congratulations, you passed the test. And then other fights in like let's say the Clone Wars, Darth Maul gets absolutely bodied by Palpatine, even when he has a friend like his brother. So in this instance, Palpatine got defeated by Starkiller because he wants to recruit him to the dark side. And then when they have that like lightning force clash, whatever, at the end of the game, it killed Starkiller, but Palpatine doesn't scratch on him. He just gets bad. He's like he was weak, and then just leaves. So then we get into this big problem of like, if Starkiller scales to Vader, which I'm still like checking this out. There's something that I missed that I'm missing or something. But if he does scale to Vader and Vader upscales from Palpatine, then how can Starkiller die from Palpatine when Palpatine is just trying to recruit him to the dark side and Palpatine just gets back up immediately? We run into the circle now, if you get what I mean.
Technically, okay, but there is one thing missing from that statement. You remember when you asked like if you were missing something?
Nah, I'm missing. Nah, if I'm missing something in the sense that I haven't finished reading this.
Okay.
Just that. My main thing is like assuming that that if you said what you said was true, I'm not denying. I'm not gonna make any objective claims so far about this start part right here. But my main question is: if Starkiller scales to Vader and Vader scales above Palpatine, and Palpatine killed Starkiller, which is how A New Hope even began to begin with in Legend.
Shinigami left. Fate wins by auto concession.
Who the hell disconnected me?
Nothing. Okay, never mind that. Okay, so anyway, I think I get like what you're asking. You're asking that if Galen managed to beat Darth Vader, but then he lost to Sidious, then how does that work?
Yeah.
Okay. Hmm. Okay, hold up, Berg. Okay, here we go. Also for all. Wait, I got to just like show these first then. Also, I wanted. Also, I thought like I should like talk about. Before like giving that, I wanted to mention like the other thing with Galen dying against Palpatine. Technically, technically, he didn't die because of Palpatine's lightning. He died more so because he wasn't ready to unleash the power that he did when he was fighting Palpatine. While he was doing that, he was basically used up all the force that he had within himself, and achieved oneness. But then it was out of balance because of what Palpatine did, and he basically used all of that to push. And he used all.
Now continue.
Okay, so basically, why he died against Palpatine was simply because they were both. Because while they were both stalemated, Galen was using an ability he didn't have much experience with, which was Force oneness with the Force. This was Force oneness. While he was utilizing it to great effect, Palpatine himself is a literal vessel of the dark side. That kind of didn't really go in Galen's favor that well.
So you're telling me because he was using a force technique that he wasn't that much experienced with, whilst Palpatine, on the other hand, is built different.
He is the greatest Sith in the history of Star Wars, so that's technically yeah. Galen he did go on to get better with the technique, but that was after like his original body died.
Wait, so if he got better
after he died?
Oh wait, yeah, no. Oh yeah, Starkiller you're referring to.
Let's kiss already.
Also,
can someone just server mute hide?
Also, did you have like any more like questions, or like did I answer all of them?
I'm still reading like this part right here.
Oh, you mean the ones I put?
Yeah.
Oh. Yeah, I just put these to show that even while weakened, Vader was still capable of killing Palpatine, and Palpatine even admits it. Not just weakened, mind you, but like the weakest he's ever been. Hold up.
Dang, background noise nagging fade fuck. Well, now I have plenty of time to still read this. Oh wait, there is something. Okay, I think I found a few of the issues right here that we got. Fake, you're back. Still haven't gone over my Uni Plus point, and he already got negged. Rate.
I'm back.
Not right. So let me see. I think I found one of the things that I was looking for. They say a few times in the novel that Starkiller is trying to do things like um, break Vader's concentration, psychologically manipulating. Like, oh, so you tried to raise me like.
You still there?
And then at some other point in the fight.
Wait, dude, hold up. You're glitching now.
Anger flared.
Glitching out. Like I only heard like every other word you were saying. What? Shinigami, you're glitching out. I can't hear you.
Shinigami left. That's an auto concession. Fate wins. GG's.
I think he left to probably go fix his mic. Oh, he's back.
Can you hear me now, Fate?
Can hear you good. The thing is, you were just glitching out. Okay, so like repeat what you were saying again.
All right. So in the novel, they're like saying a few details in the fight. Like Vader is just relying on an opening from Starkiller. He's not trying any other tactic that he can think of. They're just saying that he's looking for a hole in his defense, And then Starkiller tries to psychologically manipulate Vader, like, oh, so you killed my father, and then you raised me like a son. I see. And then at some other point in the novel, they say that Starkiller he had anger flared up in him, which would signify that he has a mental rage amp, which once again, as I previously stated, it amps or nerfs Jedi and Sith in an encounter. Once again, that's how Luke defeated Vader. Vader was mentally nerfed, and Luke was mentally amped. And
Isn't
then
that just kind of wait? I wanted like I just want to like interject there. Doesn't that kind of like helps my point? Because he needed to be amped to Luke needed to be amped to beat a weakened Vader.
not like no, I'm just saying like I'm talking about mental amps,
The force is more. The force is based on metachlorians and perception. For like, if you have a big enough will, you can actually overcome someone of greater metachlorian count. So that would kind of tie into like the force.
Nah, fuck midichlorians. That never happened. Nah, I'm kidding.
Okay, so what was like what was your next point?
Nah, I was just saying that there are a few things happening in the fight, like Darth Vader isn't relying on a lot of tactics as he normally does. Like, for example, I'm going off what I've seen in the movies, which obviously the movies are pretty PG-13, like kids watching it as well. But just over the movies, and in the movies, Darth Vader is like trying to do tactics like grabbing things from the environment, throwing them at Luke, or like pushing Luke into that place so that he can freeze him, all that stuff. Or pushing him away through a window and throwing him to his death. Using the environment to his advantage. But in this one, he's relying on an opening from Starkiller and take advantage of it. He's trying to
That
land
still,
from.
I would still show that Starkiller's become such a threat. He needs to use such tactics. Otherwise, he would just bulldoze through him. Also, this is composite, so technically, I can still use like the game version of the fight where he actually does do that.
Yeah, true. You got me there. I don't think I have any other questions.
Okay, so you accept Starkiller being 4D?
Yeah, sure. All right. So
Okay.
moving on to. All right. So moving on to my own Unit Plus points, which should be pretty simple and straightforward. But basically, the Garganta is what is stated to basically make up the entire Bleach cosmology. And I have all these scans prepared beforehand as well. Here's some scans explaining the Garganta and how it's used to, like, let's say, travel to and between dimensions, like the Dangai, which was stated to have its own separate space time, which will show. Let me grab the scan that says that the Dangai has its own separate flow of time and space. Let me see. I should have it right here. There's also scans stating that the Garganta also has its own separate space and time as well. And also there's a statement saying that Garganta is infinite in size. And give me a moment, I'm going to grab that as well. It's a lot of scans, yeah, I know.
Okay, I was still listening, but I only heard like So was it about the Garganta?
I'm just establishing the Garganta as it's like a universe.
Okay, I have a question like about the.
What is it?
Okay, so like like the guy. So like at first, did you? Okay, so like before like I asked the question, is this like is this like Bleach Uni scaling that you did yourself or that you got from like the just about a wiki thing?
Oh wait, what do you mean?
Because because from like because like I was looking it through like the Bleach stuff from there. And I heard like that the guy that came up with Uni plus Bleach no longer like believed in like his scaling.
I think he does that sometimes. I think he did that sometimes as a joke, but why are you mentioning him?
I was just saying like if he doesn't like believe in like the scaling, then would the scaling still be valid?
It should be valid. I mean, the evidence is there. We're just basing it on our evidence. Who cares whether we believe in it or not?
So why did he like leave it then?
I'm pretty sure he never said that. Last time I checked.
Honestly, I just probably heard like a rumor, so I'm not really sure. I just thought like I should like bring it up.
All right, but here's a statement as well saying that the Garganta is infinite, and I'm gonna get into my main point as to why Ichigo is Uni Plus. So we agreed that in order for we're using Sorcerer's Wiki algorithm, to judge like Uni Plus, right?
That. Well, I mean, that is what I use like for Starkiller for now, so I guess like you can use that for him. I was going more by
Alright.
character profile things, but that's kind of like taken from versus about a wiki, I think. They're all mostly the same anyway, so.
Who cares about character stats? Fuck that. But anyway, oh, I fucking gotta go soon. I need to eat. But I'm just gonna mention my Uni Plus point, and I'll be right back. But it'll be real quickly, trust me. But basically, my main point for Ichigo being Uni Plus will be a simple, straightforward. So it's stated in the data books that with Mugetsu level, with Ichigo was stated to be above everything in the verse, which would include the cosmology. And to further prove this as well is that we have Aizen, who states that he's like now I'm gonna mention instead the Soul King. So the Soul King, who I think you should be familiar with this. I can't find the scans for him, but oh wait, I think I do have the scans for it, but let me see. So he was stated that he was gonna create like the current cosmology that we know of, the old one, and he was stated to have the power to transcend everything. Like the reason they were able to create the new the cosmology that we know of is because he transcends everything. And I'm gonna grab this specific part that you need to look at right here. In order to turn this division into reality, what was required was the power of a man that transcended everything. That. And then we have U-Haul, who, as you should know, was basically gonna if he won, he was gonna destroy the Garganta. It's stated right here that if he wins, the Garganta is no more. And what he was going to do is that he was gonna merge the realms and make everything become one. And guess what he did? He basically absorbed the Soul King and gained the power amp to like perform such a feat. And finally, we have Aizen, who is also stated to be on the same level as Ichigo. And when he was gaining amps, he was stated to be gaining like dimensional level powers. Like when he's fighting Ichigo, he's saying things like, I see. So, I see that there is a dimensional difference between our increases in power. See? I'm going to grab the statement and show it to you right here. Real quickly. And guess what else Aizen has, just to further prove the point? He also has a statement that he transcends everything. Basically what I'm saying is with Aizen's statement and all that he transcends everything, and that we also have the other Soul King fighters that have this similar statement to Ichigo that they are above everything. And what Aizen says specifically is that he's a dimensional difference, which would imply dimensionality. That would mean that Ichigo would be a fourth dimensional being. That's basically what I'm saying.
Okay.
Yeah, I know it's massive, but you gotta go through a lot of the weird stuff, you know?
Okay, so what was that? So what was that I heard about like the ultimate technique what called Zangetsu?
Mugetsu.
Oh man, no, like Zangetsu, because you put one here that says the ultimate technique in which the user becomes Zangetsu.
Oh, it's just
What is?
like what it's basically, think of it as like what like the form is to Ichigo. Like a Zanpakuto spirit is basically a sword with a sentient spirit. It basically represents the Shinigami. And as you see through the series, characters like White and Zangetsu want to help Ichigo. They understand his feelings and thoughts because they are him. And then the amps that Ichigo and Aizen obtain, where they're becoming one with their Zanpakutos, is literally them becoming one with it.
Okay,
Like,
so like, or the Zon. So what is the Zanpakuto and the Zangetsu again?
It's basically a sentient spirit that is basically a part of Ichigo.
Sentient spirit.
I can show you the scans of a Zanpakuto.
So the spirit is like, so basically they're like spirits that can give him like this fourth dimensional amp.
I'll show you the scans. And I seriously can't go eat dinner because the timing is so fucking inconvenient.
Like you can kind of like hold it off.
Let me see. Going as fast as I can. All right, I found a scan that from the databooks that explain what a Zanpakuto is.
Okay. I do like have like a question though.
What is it?
Okay, so the Gargant. So basically, and anyone I do. Okay, so basically for these pop. So basically for like the Gargantua, it's a 4D thing, isn't it? Like the Gargantuan dimension. I can't hear you. I can hear you now.
Basically, no, it's not. It's, what is basically like the universe, you know? What is basically the universe in Bleach? It does not like transcend, like it does not like. How do I put it like this? It's not like, let's say, the hyperspace example. Think of it as like in this instance, the Star Wars universe that we know of is basically what the Garganta is. It's not like the hyperspace.
So it's basically the Bleach universe is the Garganta.
Yeah, as I shown in the scans, it contains everything.
Okay, now when you say everything, what exactly does that mean by everything?
All like the different places, like the world of living, the soul society, you know, all these different realms. Which just let you know. Which just let you know we don't know the exact size of.
You don't know the. So what makes these? So any of these realms like fourth dimensional?
No, I just told you. If the Garganta contains everything, and think of it as like the Star Wars universe that we know of, it's not the hyperspace. Not the hyperspace, just the normal universe that we know of in Star Wars, like just to give you an analogy.
Oh, I get it. So like it's the normal universe, but Ichigo transcends it on a dimensional level.
Yes. Now do you get it?
Yeah. How does he like You said like there was something that said like somebody said he transcended like the dimensions of everything. I think I found it.
Aizen states that his increases in power are that of a dimensional difference. He says right here. Able to figure out from that clash of swords that our evolutions are not in the same dimension. So he's referring to dimensionalities in this instance.
How do we know like he's referring to like the power and not just like, you know, kind of like showing off, like saying, yeah, our skills are in another dimension from everyone else.
Wait, what do you mean?
I mean, like, say that you're fighting somebody and you say like, oh, our skill when I can tell like when we clash our blades that our skills and that the way we are isn't in the same dimension as everyone. Not necessarily because like they're in a higher dimension, but because they're like better than everyone else like around them. I'm not saying like that's the case. I'm just asking like how do I know like that's what he means when he says that?
Well, he's referring. Wait, I still don't get it. Can you? Wait, I still don't get it real quickly.
Okay, wait, let me be a bit more clear.
One more.
Wait, did you hear it or do you like want me to like clarify it again?
Brain fart. I got a brain fart.
Okay. So I will just like say it again. Basically, what I mean by this is that when he says like we have like when he says that we're in like a completely different dimension, how do I know like that when he's saying that he's not like being like metaphorical, like in the sense of oh our skills and our strength are in another dimension, like they're just stronger than everyone, but like they haven't really transcended like dimensions.
Now we do know that like they have transcended dimensions, and I got like supporting evidence for that as well. Let me see. Wait, I think I know where we're trying to go with this. So you're asking basically, how do they know that he's not being metaphorical?
Yeah, that's like what I mean. Yes.
Okay. So we know that he's not being like metaphorical with this. For one, when he was fighting Ishin and Kisuke, they state things like, that's odd. When I clash blades with him, it's like something is not there. Only the person within the same realm of power as Aizen can like perceive him. And also we have things like, I don't feel any spiritual energy from this man.
Are there techniques in Bleach where you can where they can hide their energy?
Why would you think that?
No, I mean, like, I was asking because, like, usually, like, when there's, like, an energy factor in a series, they have ways to, like, get around it and negate it, such as hiding your presence or lowering your key signature. So I was just asking, like, if there were any abilities in Bleach that are like that Aizen could possibly have been using. I was just, like, asking if there were any like that.
He's not any of that. He's not. Character things that he uses a lot is Zangetsu, but he never utilized them when he like is in this state right here. He deliberately states, "I don't need to be on guard anymore. I can just like raw power my way through anything now." And Kisuke's like, Aizen, you're now acting stupid." And then we have statements like this one right here, where Gin states that, let's say, the cleaner right here is something that normal Shinigami can't handle. And then guess what Aizen does? He one-shots it.
Mm.
And then he's like, dude, like, and then he's like, oh, dude, what now? Like, what? Let me.
Exactly, it's some pretty good showing that his power would be like in a higher realm. Okay, so is it just these, or is there like more?
Here's this one that I was referring to that Aizen doesn't even. It's saying right here that he's not even being on guard anymore, trying to be like witty and smart. Kisuke even calls him out on it. He's just like, I just need to raw power my way through anything.
Okay, so So basically, he was being a bit overconfident because, like, he was in a completely different dimensionality than everyone else.
Yeah, and as I've shown in like the data, as I've shown as well, he has a similar statement as like say the Soul King, who basically created like the current Bleach cosmology that we know of. And he stated to like transcend everything, just like Aizen and Ichigo. So they should all have like these.
Mm.
So do you accept it?
Oh, this is good. Well, this is pretty solid so far. So yeah, I can buy him being like 40.
All right, I gotta go real quickly. I'll be right back real quickly. I promise.
Okay, you have 5 minutes.
5 minutes. Seriously, dude, I'm gonna eat dinner.
Oh crap!
Meanwhile,
How was your dinner?
All right. Delicious.
Okay, I'm tempted to ask what you ate, but I think we should move on.
Yeah, he ate dick. Let's just move on.
Oh, okay.
Don't make some out of context worthy shit. Now, anyway, let's continue with your measurable speed point.
I went first last time, so you can like go first this time.
All right. Okay, so since we're going by the versus wiki algorithm by technicalities, since I am transcending 3D linear time and space, I would by technicality also be immeasurable speed, and there's also supporting evidence with this statement right here from Ichigo, from Rukia, where it says there's a consequence of when you stay in the Dangai for too long, since it has like a different flow of time from the real one. She states, quote, wait. The first stage of loss brings intense pain, loss of consciousness, and the time lapse the body experience. Dangai flows backwards. See how short your hair is? You didn't cut it. So basically, what she's saying is that now that Ichigo has lost his powers, he's now affected by time. But keep this in mind. Previously, he was in the Mugetsu state, and that effect of like returning to the natural time flow didn't happen, which shows that Ichigo
Basically,
is not.
when
Which shows that
so
Ichigo is not bound by space and time.
oh, I think I get like what you're saying. So basically, we were going by like the it's about a wiki thing that says like if you're above like space and time, you should like be immeasurable. And because when he has his soul reaper powers, he is not affected by space and time. Therefore, he would be immeasurable.
Well, it's some way to say that, but basically, yeah.
Okay, so basically that's what would make him like immeasurable.
Yeah, by technicalities.
Okay. Okay, let's look at this like real quick.
Alright, so what do you got for immeasurable speed Starkiller?
Like I wanna like look at like this like the page real quick is what I said.
And no, I'm sorry, I burped. Pardon me.
Hey wait, this is Wukio, right?
Yeah, this is Rukia.
Okay, so he says like and then in the time lapse the body experience in the Dangai flows backwards. Does that mean like he's aging backwards?
Now, like, he spent 3 months in the Dangai. It's weird, but like he like stayed in the Dangai for 3 months straight training. And then now that he's lost his soul reaper powers, now his body like aged backwards like before, he entered the Dangai. That is how Ichigo's hair grew shorter.
Okay, so like went to the Don guy and time didn't affect him. Then he lost his powers and he went home and time is working on him backwards.
Now, like he trained in the Don guy. He gained this Mugetsu amp, and he wasn't affected by time. Then, by the time he lost his powers, that's when time is affecting him.
Uh,
Okay,
okay,
it's weird. I know.
it is weird, but like I get like what you were basically saying. So is it because he was in the Dawn guy that this is happening, or more so because he lost his powers?
He was in the Don guy first, trained in there for 3 months straight. Then, he gained the Mugetsu stamp. 8 time wasn't affecting him whatsoever. And then when he lost his powers, that's when the flow of time that is now naturally affecting him. Only when he lost his powers is when, um, you know, the natural flow of time is affecting him. But before that, when he was in the Mugetsu state, it wasn't affecting him.
Ah. Okay, so like before we like do move on, tell me again like why don't I know like what you're saying like with him and the time thing, but like tell me again of the versus battle wiki thing about it again so I don't forget.
Versus Battle Wiki, they state that like if you're transcending like 3D linear space and time, then you would by technicality also have immeasurable speed. Last time I checked, if you want, I can check again just to be sure.
Okay, check that again real quick because I remembered something different last time from that.
All right, let me check. Versus Battle Wiki Speedo, Dando, Speedo, and Power. Zawardo. Let me see. Timeless voids. About time manipulation speed. Oh fuck! Now they. Ugh. And I can't spell measurable speed for shit.
Okay, let me look forward with you then.
Let me check. Measurable speed, movement beyond linear time. This is why speed cannot be measured, given that speed equals distance over time. If t is undefined, the speed formula cannot be applied. This is the same reason why multiple temporal dimensions also grant its measurable speed. For further evidence, see the further explanation section below.
Okay, could you like paste that there?
Sure. One quick second, right here. Yep, it's basically as I thought. If you're like above 3D linear space and time, you would by technicality also be measurable speed.
Oh,
It's as I thought.
okay. Okay, well, good cards. Okay, so I guess I'll like accept that one. Go for. Okay, so like I guess I'll like accept that like explanation.
So what about
Yeah,
the immeasurable speed?
so what about Galen?
Yeah.
Well, okay. Well, since I've shown that like the force is already above like your time, I'm just going to use the same technicality to say Galen is immeasurable.
You don't have any sort of like supporting evidence like what I had?
what is that?
I'm not sure if what I said is good or not, but what I was basically asking is if you have like any supporting evidence to suggest that.
Okay. I have like 3 or 4. Like, do you want like one of them?
Just the most solid one you can get.
Okay, okay, in that case, I'm gonna give like 2. Go. Okay, so basically
Ow.
this one said, "Oh, what happened?
I for some reason punched my scar.
How do you manage to punch yourself?"
Dude, I do that a lot. Force of habit.
I have no idea how many times that's happened to me. Okay, so anyway, with this what Dot Revan shows here is how like the Force has dominion over space and time via using it to create a rift and time travel. Flung him through a time and place he's removed from Almas.
Alright, I can accept that. That's
Okay.
alright, so I'm gonna go for my first one con.
Actually, wait. I actually would like to start like with the win cons first.
Alright then, go ahead. If you want.
Okay. Okay. So my first win con is that Galen is going into. See. Trying to think of like the most interesting one. Win con, I think.
Win cons over rank cons.
Yeah, it's just like it's important like to know which one to start with.
Fair
I guess
enough.
I'll just start with like the combat person. I'm going to argue that like that Galen is going to engage Starkiller and May. Like, I mean, oh my god, I just got confused. What I'm trying to say is that Galen will engage these like Ichigo and melee combat and overwhelm him with superior skill.
Oh, dude, low key, I was already starting on like a wiki, and I just low key upgraded like the Ichigo intelligence segment.
That's actually gonna be kind of interesting. So this is actually must have read your mind then. Watch out, you could get mind hexed.
Wait, what?
Never mind, just keep going.
You said something about mind hacks.
I meant like when you said that. When I said that you were doing the thing, upgrading his intelligence, I was like, wow, I must have read your mind. And then I said, be careful, don't get mind hexed.
I see.
I was making up funny, but like it's kind of it went off. Okay, so basically, essentially speaking, I believe like he would outskill Ichigo due to his superior combat training, essentially. Well, as fighting more formidably skilled opponents.
Alright, can you post a scans of that? My argument on the other hand is Ichigo has like a lot he has like some sword training on his hand. Like he has a lot. But my other one as well is going to be that Ichigo's fight IQ overall is going to help him throughout this sword encounter.
Okay, I'm gonna need you to like hold on for like a minute because I'm going to need to get like a couple things.
I'm just playing along right here because I just want to low key use this for a quick moment. Not often I get to use this.
Okay, so this would be interesting for you. Not yet.
I'm just here like, dude, finally get to use this. Yes.
Okay. I know this is okay. This is going to just take 1 minute because there's a lot to go through. Hmm. Okay, I'm gonna start. Wow, where is it? Okay, let me just put this last one here, and then I'll just like go from there. Huh? Hmm? Oh, I could have sworn it was there. Okay, this would be it.
Take your time. Take your time.
Have it.
You can tell how happy he is.
Take your time. Take your
Yeah,
time.
I just bought up here because I like have a lot of stuff for Galen here. All put together neatly, but like,
I just got
dang,
the
this is kind of
start.
odd.
Come on. Come on. Come on.
Okay, that should be in.
Order.
Okay, here we go. Okay, this is just like the base level essentially. Okay, so let me just explain like what all this is. Okay, so essentially in the Star Wars universe, you have these guys called Red Guards. They're trained to master every known hand-to-hand combat style and every conceivable weapon martial art in the universe. And yet they would be no match for a standard Jedi. However, Jango Fett, who was said to be the best bounty hunter in the galaxy, killed multiple Jedi with his bare hands. And then Obi-Wan, without his lightsaber, was so much of a threat that Jango needed to reassess everything he was doing just to stay alive. Essentially, like just to beat him and get away.
Wait. They master every hand-to-hand combat style, like our real-world hand-to-hand combat style, or nah?
What was that?
Hand-to-hand combat style is in from like our world equally as like the other worlds, or not, or like basically, if you're saying like they're meant to master every hand-to-hand combat style, well, I'm not sure how to put it basically, but like basically, it's not giving me an exact measurement. Basically, like, do we have like a bunch of beings that like use our own real-life martial arts, or do they make up their own? Does it allow them to like use their shoes as weapons or something?
Technically, it's funny you just say that, because technically there are a bunch of hand-to-hand combat styles within Star Wars that are that like the lightsaber combat styles that are actually inspired by real-life world martial arts.
For example, I'm only okay. It's been a while since I actually looked at Star Wars fighting styles, but which one were they again?
Which one were you talking about again?
I watched a lot of like Star Wars Martial Jedi fighting style or whatever, and it's been a while since I watched them. But can you give me examples?
Oh, you mean like the lightsaber forms?
Yeah, for example.
Okay, for example, you can look at like a Toru. It's based off of it's basically based off of some basically based off of certain types of Eastern martial arts with acrobatic swordsmanship. And there's also Shisho, which I actually linked the forms like there. Shisho is actually the simplest of the lightsaber forms and covers the fundamental basics of the entire swordsmanship practice. The zones you should hit, the body parts to aim for if you're looking to like maim, kill, injure, disarm. Covers like the whole spectrum there in like the lightsaber combat form, and do have those little thumbprints there to like navigate through them.
Uh, which ones does Starkiller most like use, or like which ones does he like have?
Which ones does he mostly use?
Yeah, because this is a sword fight.
It's a combat. It's a close quarters combat fight.
Yeah.
But like talking about like the type of, but then again, I would also like to mention that the lightsaber form can also be used via hand-to-hand combat, like Mace Windu showed with his uses of Juyo and Vapad. It's kind of surprising because Galen actually is a complete does actually mostly use and has mastered Juyo Vapad, which is actually a combination of Otoro and Shou Xian, which are highly acrobatic. Which one is highly acrobatic and there's one where it's highly acrobatic can actually turn the tides of battle, and the other Jim Shou Xian, which is focused on which is not just focused on incredible power and strength, but also focused on using that strength against opponent and using their strength against themselves. You can read the ones that I gave you for a bit more detail on them. Basically, and also, so it was the form that Mace Windu used frequently, but he didn't want to use it too much because it brought you close to like the dark side. But Galen spent a lot of time on the dark side, so that doesn't really affect him as much. And to be able to use Geo Vapad, you kind of need to have a strong familiarity with the other lightsaber forms. And everyone's mastered Shisho, as you kind of need to master that to move on.
Holy shit! There's a shit ton right here. Details. What the fuck is George? What the fuck did George Lucas smoke?
Like I said, they're based off of real life swords. That's why I was starting with this, because it's one of the most detailed combat systems in sci-fi history. They have more too. Like I was just this is half, probably only 1/3.
Holy fucking shit! He was smoking when he was coming up with this shit.
I didn't also mention that he also is skilled in Jarkai as well, which can blend seamlessly in with the other styles, which then gives extra offense and defense. Again, this isn't even half of it. I actually have more. I actually have another quote for narration that actually shows that he would even be greater than this. And that was just him as a teenager. I haven't even touched on when he's actually a full-on adult.
Alright, so let me grab my own stuff for Ichigo. Now, Ichigo, he himself, on the other hand, for Shinigami, there's the combat styles. But for the two main ones that we'll be going over will be Zangetsu and Hakuda. Or in this instance will be Zangetsu because Ichigo's swordsmanship. And this
Okay, tell me about him.
There's this Zanjutsu is basically the swordsmanship aspect of a Shinigami's combat style.
Yeah, I was talking to somebody. Can you hear me?
It's also stated that at least master this one style. And it's also stated. Let me see. It's also.
Okay, I'm here.
From
Okay, I'm back, but like you kind of cut out a bit again.
did I? What point did I cut out from?
Yeah, to me. So like you were talking about two combat styles.
Okay, so we have Zanjutsu, which is basically the swordsmanship combat style of a Shinigami. And they're stated to be that they need to at least master this one. And it's also stated that that the higher the rank you get, the more skilled you are. And just to let you know, yeah, these random fodder Shinigami master this combat style at the very least. These guys right here, yeah, they mastered Zanjutsu. And just to let you know, Zanjutsu also takes inspirations from like real world martial arts, just to let you know. Such as, for example, when we see such as for example, these guys right here for the war, they're training like their swords. It's like that kendo training, you know? That kendo training where like you grab like that one stick and then like
yeah, like I know like what kendo is. That's why I said like it's like kendo. Okay, so that's interesting. Okay, so what was the other form? Because I think you mentioned two. Ichigo has
Hakuda, Hakuda, but this is a sword fight, so I decided to go more over Zanjutsu. And then just to let you know, just to amplify it further, so we have so basically we have modern Shinigami who are masters at Zanjutsu, and it takes inspiration from real world functions of sword style, and then each rank they go up, they battle. And then right here we have Yakuya, who is stated to have no shortcoming skill, a shortcoming being defined as and then Ichigo can fight evenly with him, even when he's having a speed decrease. Give me a moment.
Okay, so Basically, just so like I'm getting this, there are two swordsmanship styles that both take inspiration from real-world martial arts that even Father Shinigami need to master, and Ichigo has mastered them to like a greater extent.
Now, like, there's like this fighting style that takes inspiration from real world martial arts, and then each rank that they go up, Shinigami goes up, they get better. And yes, even random fodder Shinigami can are masters at this style. And Ichigo comes along and he fights a captain in the Soul Society arc, which is the second arc of Bleach, by the way. And Byakuya is stated to have no shortcoming in his skill. It's like a degree of perfection per se. And Ichigo, even when he's having like a speed decrease, which just to let you know, Ichigo does say like, "Oh, ever since he got into Senkai state, he's been getting faster. I can speed up a little." But no, it's stated later that what's happening is that Ichigo is just getting slower, and yet even when Ichigo is having this speed like Byakuya, he can like block his sword strikes even from behind. He can like dodge them. They can like clash swords as seen in one of the panels. He can do all that when Ichigo.
Okay, so so basically, just to make this a bit shorter, how does this help him exactly? Because most of like what I heard can just be applied to Starkiller to a greater degree.
Basically, what I'm saying is that Ichigo has a degree of perfection with his swordsmanship style, as Byakuya is stated to have no shortcoming in his skill. Shortcoming being defined as a flaw, you know that, right?
Okay, so like, so does that mean like he perfected it or something?
Yeah, some degree of perfection. Right here in the data book.
However,
They
that
say
it
Captain.
says he's extremely adept in all aspects of combat, not perfect.
Wait, why would that like
Ah,
Byakuya stated? Can you hear me?
yeah, I can hear you. It's just like I said. It says he's extremely adept in it.
And then they state that he has no shortcomings in his skills, so some degree of perfection. If you want, what I can say next, Ichigo's adaptation fight IQ overall will be like his carrying weight. It's just to let you know, no wait, I can just continue like this point right here with like this next part right here. I don't have all the scans on me.
Okay, I'm still. Okay, so like okay, so basically, how many swordsmanship like styles did like this guy, Captain Kuchiki master exactly? Because I heard like there were two.
Wait, let me just like grab you like another one that like can help me in this instance. Let me see. So here's Ichigo fighting U-Haul. They're like clashing swords. Ichigo's blocking U-Haul strikes, even dodging.
Okay.
And what I'm gonna go over real quickly is gonna be some massive upscaling for Ichigo. But basically,
Okay.
what I'm gonna say is
Okay, so this is okay. So just going to be honest, I still haven't heard a very convincing thing to say that he should be more skilled than Starkiller, especially considering that Starkiller would actually be more skilled than Actually, wait. Let me just put this here first, and then like I'll continue. Like this is going to be like important down the line.
Wait, I'm not done yet. What I'm gonna go over next is that what Yuha, like his main thing, what he has is that whenever someone dies, someone who interacted with a Quincy or touched Yuha, whenever they die, Yuha gains their power, and not just that, he gains their experience as well. I'm gonna grab the scan of that real quickly. No, it wasn't that. It was like somewhere right here. Let me see. No, it was, and I went too far. Right here is the chapter. I'm gonna send you this link instead to like the. See. Let me see. Here's like the origins of you. What they say is that I'm sorry. I'm gonna go as fast as I can because oh. What the fuck is happening in the background?
What do you mean? Am I back on yours?
What's happening in the background? Right, there you go. Here's this part here, U-Haul. And they also state in like in the same chapter that anybody who's touched U-Haul or see, now they're upon death, their souls will immediately go to U-Haul. And just to let you know, Unohana was around Ichigo, and Ichigo is a Quincy.
Okay, so just like to summarize, how would this help his skill again, like the Quincy thing?
I'm not done yet. Here's the last part. And just to let you know, the final part right here to this argument is Unohana was stated to have mastery over every single swordsmanship fighting style.
Okay, now that is interesting.
So basically, Unohana has touched Ichigo, who is a Quincy, and she was also around Uryu, who is also a Quincy. And upon touching Yuha, if you fought a Quincy, your soul will go back. Your soul will go back to you, and Ichigo boxed Yuha, as I've shown.
Okay, so it says here that he mastered all sword styles.
Yeah.
Okay, is this in the last one that you showed me?
Yeah, the last one I've shown you.
Okay, let me see real quick.
Before anybody judges me as to why I'm doing this, I just want to have fun real quick. I just want to go over this real quick. Please.
It's fine. It's fine. I mean, I have like an answer to these, but like, let me just look through like these real quick because you really got a lot. Okay, so when he's saying he's mastered all swordsmanship styles, does he mean like which ones is he talking about? Like the one that the Soul Society teaches, or like in general?
They seem to say in general because as I've stated before, Zangetsu also takes into the part of like real world fighting style, and they also say all fighting styles. So it can also be appointed just like you that they're also referring to like our own real world martial arts. And my battery will be inconsistent from 1% and will never go up.
That's I was that battery. Okay, so let me just put this there. Now let me look at this real quick.
This will be like the last part. This will be real quickly before I move on to like Ichigo's own fight IQ.
Okay, let's see here. The very first 13 court guard squads were considered to be the ultimate within them. Okay, 11th day. Before being appointed a captain by Old Man, he was the Soul Society's most notorious criminal. See, as a way to show her command of the sword and countless styles he had mastered. Okay, it says the sword and countless styles he had mastered. I'm just going to think they were I'm just going to. I think, but to be honest, they could be talking about like the swordsmanship like styles. So that because they're mentioned in the same sentence, to give herself the name 8,000 styles. Huh.
If you want, I can give an alternate translation where it literally says she mastered all of them.
Okay, and Ichigo beats her.
Now Ichigo fights. Now Unohana dies, and Yuha would technically be absorbing her soul. And then Ichigo, at a later point in the war, fights Yuha and actually does well against him in a sword battle.
Does he well? Does he win?
Yuha only wins because Almighty built different.
Okay, so he. Okay, so when you say he did well, what do you mean by he did well?
He's like clashing swords with Yuha. They're like blocking attacks from each other. They're Ichigo even dodges some of Yuha's attacks.
Okay, and then Yuha. So why would Yuha have the same abilities as her? Because he absorbed her soul.
Because it's stated in the flashback that each time a soul that whoever touched Yuha gained whoever touches Yuha, and upon their death, their soul returns to Yuha. And not only does he gain more life force and also more power, but he also gains their knowledge and experience.
Okay, can I see that, or is that in one of these? Because you have like the manga pages, but I'm not sure which one.
Page 2.
Which one?
Chapter 565, page 2.
Oh, thanks. That was just on that. That was close, because I thought I was going to have... Okay, never mind. Let's just look through this. These are bulleted, right? Like, I don't have to, like, go through these, do I? Oh, no, it's here. The people around him treat him like a treasure because they realize touching him parts they were missing. Okay, when all aliens... Okay. What the child had with the power to impart his soul. His soul would be bestowed whenever he was touched. Wounds were healing, and not as they gained ability, they acquired talents that blossomed all of it, were ingrained in the pieces of the child's soul given to them. And okay, so he was seen.
You're cutting out.
Okay, what I meant is, was she in this village, like, when he was, like, doing this healing thing?
No, they state in like the next pages that I've shown is that if you fight a Quincy or touch Yuha, your soul will go directly to Yuha. And Unahana, as if you want, I can show this, but she healed Uryu most likely, and he's a Quincy, and she also healed Ichigo, who is also a Quincy.
She healed. So wait. So did I hear that she healed him?
She healed Uryu, who is a Quincy, and she also healed Ichigo, who is also a Quincy. And if you fight a Quincy or touch Yuha, your soul will be sent to him. Which, by the way, imagine like this: you touch your opponent, and then when you die, he'll just come back to life. That would be kind of funny.
Okay, and then she died, so that means those skills and experiences went to him.
Yes.
Does it work if she touches him, or does he need to do the healing thing on her?
She just needs to either touch Yuha or she needs to fight a Quincy, and that happens, as shown in the panels. By the way, fighting a Quincy would fighting a Quincy would technically require you to interact with said Quincy.
Does the sword
Also,
was he using a sword when she was fighting them?
they say that all the experiences they will immediately go to Yuha, as I've shown in the scans. You even read them out loud.
Okay, can I see like the thing where she did like actually touch him?
Yeah, sure. Real quickly, let me just do something right here, real quickly. Give me a second. I'll just disconnect you right back.
Few inches later.
Here's the statement I was referring to you before that Urahana has mastered swordsmanship fighting style. Here's all stuff, meaning we have to be healed by someone in squad 4, and the only one we see is. And here's he also healing Ichigo, and it's stated that Ichigo is a. They're like, oh, they're like, they say like it cannot capture Quincy, and they also say your mother, as in Ichigo's mother, as in like what is it? And then Ichigo has to go all through all this arc about discovering his backstory and stuff like that. Find out that he is in fact also a Quincy. And I cannot say your mother without thinking about that when Kucho Korn always say. And guess what Unohana did? She healed Ichigo.
I thought the powers only worked like if that other guy healed them.
No, you either have to touch Yuha or you need to fight in order to do that. And what Hashwolf also said in the same scan where he says that is the pieces of His Majesty's soul is like already spread across the Serite. And who changed my name to the most like cap thing ever?
I jerk off to Ruki.
Okay, so basically from what I'm hearing, Ichigo managed to like fight well against this guy that got these skills from being healed by a Quincy woman that mastered around 8,000 types of swordsmanship styles.
Corn, can you ban hide real quickly?
Man, everybody
Focus
hates
on the debate.
Kai.
Just focus on the debate.
Alright.
Okay, so
Yeah.
Shinigami, did like I get that right, like with the summarization?
Hide, mute, man.
Oh shit, I didn't notice.
Okay, so like just to let me summarize this one last time. To go managed to fight well against this guy that got healed by this Quincy lady that had mastered over 8,000 forms of swordsmanship.
Well, it's that to some degree, but yeah, you could say it like that. But my whole thing is like, Ichigo fight Yuha. If you touch Yuha or fight me, you or interact with Quincy, upon death, your soul goes to Yuha. Unohana healed Ryu and Ichigo, both of whom are Quincy, and she has mastered 8,000 different styles of swordsmanship. And there's a blatant scan saying so.
Oh, hey. Okay, so basically here's my answer to like that. And this is only a part of it. Hold up, I'm going to need to read like some of this too.
This is like my most high end.
One. This is your high end?
This is my high end, but I can get higher even with if I use Ichigo's fight IQ.
So this is his high end for like, I mean, you can have like a high fight IQ, but still like be as skilled as like you can be a high spectator with a high fight IQ, but that doesn't necessarily translate into like skill all the time. It can, but that's not. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you get what I mean.
I know. I will just see when we get to this right here. Yeah, Galen. Since he was a child, had already had highly to the force from a toddler, and then by the time he was a teenager, he had already surpassed many of the most powerful Jedi Knights do in the Clone Wars. And Vader said it was only his incredible power and skill that allowed him to best him in combat. And then, by the time he was an adult, he was one of the most powerful using the like Vader tutelage. And then after that, this is also explaining how he was trained by Vader. Vader spent years, and also I would like to note that Vader was stated by Sidious to be one of the most powerful and most skilled Sith to ever exist. And this is before he even gave himself fully to the dark side after he became Vader. He was still Anakin when Sidious said this. As Vader, he had access to vastly more resources to train Galen with. And you can see that here when it's basically stated Galen's training bordered on torture, and he even had a combat droid named Proxy that had combat protocols from characters from very high level formidable opponents, Obi-Wan, Qui-Gon, Anakin, Vader himself, and then even Darth Maul. He used all of these protocols to try to beat Galen. Galen couldn't lose to these combat protocols because Proxy was programmed to kill him if he slipped up. And then for the last part right here, Galen would naturally be a more skilled force user and lightsaber combatant to Mace Windu, who could match swords with Yoda, who was stated to have mastered all lightsaber forms of combat. I also have this other thing here. I have two more stuff to note here as well. Wait, let me get it real quick.
Who the fuck is eating?
Yeah. Is this a sample of how good Vader would have been? Yeah.
Alright, so this is my high end for the skill, but I'm gonna get even higher. What the fuck is this dog?
showing just a little sliver of how skilled of a swordsman he was, and that's not even his best feat. I actually have more
Dude.
stuff for him than it is.
Dude, George Lucas was high.
Yeah, also, I want to note one extra thing again before like we continue. Can I like say it real quick?
Yeah?
Okay, so just like to clarify, what was the name of that lady again that had like all those thousands of swordsmanships again?
Unohana?
Okay, Onahana. Okay, so she had all those swordsmanship styles, and did Ichigo manage to like beat the guy who had those styles?
They fought evenly, you know?
Define evenly.
Again, they were blocking each other's strikes. They were blocking each other's strikes. Ichigo was able to dodge his attacks. Neither really seemingly having an overwhelming advantage against the other, except when you hop up as Almighty and just bodies Ichigo. Almighty basically being a hack.
I see. Okay, so with that, are there any other characters that have in there that are noted to have this amount of martial art knowledge or a formidable skill like Onahana?
I might try to find a Yamamoto scan, but I'm not sure. But I can't find it.
Okay, so basically that's what this is saying. So basically, what I'm see is that she's at least on skill level with a red guard.
However, I have some more things to go over for Ichigo. Um, all the way back to Soul Society, which would include both growth rate and adaptation, as well as my technicality
Excuse me.
ability.
Go walk there, put that up there. Since he's barking, let's put him on the cardboard.
These taste so good.
They do.
Basically,
Okay, so
Ichigo's fight.
okay, so get like what you're saying about like the skill, but from everything that was said, I'm not seeing her being any better in combat compared to like a Red Guard or Jango Fett. And it's certainly not on par like any of the Jedi Council members, like Yoda or Maze.
Yo, y'all been on this for a minute. Y'all want to wrap it up soon on this specific point? I'm not saying to stop right now, but y'all want to wrap it up soon on this point, though? Like, kind of sum it up?
I will wrap it up in like 3 minutes. That should be all like the time I need.
Hamburger is, dude.
Who the fuck is eating?
I'm eating some Wagyu beef. I can still like debate and eat.
Trying to like get this link off. Fuck.
Okay, so like Shinigami, I want to like explain like what like I meant. I get that. How do you pronounce her name again?
EDP 445 just wanted a cupcake.
Fuck, fuck, is it gonna work? Please work. Please fucking work. Please fucking work, you fucking piece of shit. Otherwise I'm gonna have to. Please don't make me improvise. It's not working. Fuck.
Nah. Okay, so basically like what I meant by this is saying like, so Hono.
Okay,
how do you pronounce her name again?
I got your fucking point already. Just let me go over mine now.
Oh, okay, sorry about that.
Okay, so my point now for Ichigo is that I'm trying to show here, but never gonna stop working. Is that Ichigo's main thing in a fight is that he grows at the adapts in a fight. Every time he fights, he gets better. And he's also like a base. I'm gonna give you an example
So
right here. I'm gonna give you an example right here, real quickly. So here's him fighting against Renji, and he was able to deduce and calculate how Renji's works, and then using the knowledge he had, he was able to dodge all of Renji's strikes, block the last one, leaving Renji completely defenseless, and he was gonna after that. And then we have the Bankai training, um, which shows more growth rate skills for Ichigo as he was able to like basically improve his fighting style as the Bankai training, which is made a note of by Yoruichi. And then finally, when he went to fight Byakuya, in a few minutes, completely off screen, Ichigo masters Shunpo, basically another Shinigami fighting style that requires high speed movement. And he mastered it in a few minutes, when it takes like normal Shinigami, and as well as um Gin as well. I'm just gonna say Gin real quickly. Gin mastered it basically achieved it in a year. Ichigo, on the other hand, learned it and mastered it in basically a few minutes, and then went to fight Byakuya. Right. I'll grab you like the scans where Gin mastered it in a year, and also how it takes like 6 years just to just to just to learn it from like. And Ichigo just like did it even better to know.
okay, wait. I have like a question though for this. How exactly does this help? How exactly does like learning like a new style exactly? But how would that help him like in this instance?
Right, basically what's going to help in this instance is that even if you have like a significant skill advantage, um, Ichigo will grow, adapt to your fighting style, and then he'll become even better than you, as I've shown with how fast he grows in a fight. Give me a moment.
How long would this take him to do?
Is this like the win cons point because y'all niggas are arguing about skill?
Yeah, this is the win con.
Okay, finally this debate is gonna be over.
You know, like we've been like on the win cons.
I know. You know what? I'm not even gonna explain it.
Yeah, let's just all stay muted.
Okay.
Shinigami, are you there?
Okay, I'm just gonna. Yeah, basically, he's still there. Oh, yeah, he's still. Okay, so wait, who keeps changing his name? That actually is getting a bit weird. Excuse me.
Who cares? Just hurry up with the debate. It's been already 2 hours.
Alright.
Okay, this dude graduated
How
from
about we
UC.
just go over the last thing real quick before on? How about it?
Okay, so here's Galen adapting after and during fights, and as his understanding of the force grows.
Let me see. Also, just to let you know, Byakuya has over 100 years of experience as well, and it's also stated that every day a Shinigami has to train in their fighting styles.
Oh, okay, Yoda's over 900 years old, and he trained the entire Jedi Order.
Well, he just spoke to that right way.
Let me see.
That's the floor wet. The floor wet.
Let me show you the scan that explains what is the academy that the Shinigami train in.
Actually, I think we should like move on to like your WinCon now, just to like speed it up a bit. I think we said like enough for this one.
I was just gonna card right here. All right, so basically, as I'm showing right here, Ichigo is like a prodigy of prodigies, as he can master fighting styles in like a few minutes. When it takes prodigies like Gin a year to do the same, and like the normal Shinigami takes them 6 years to do the same thing as well. So basically, just to summarize this point right here, Ichigo will, as the fight happens, Ichigo will be adapting and moving on as the fight happens, basically.
Starkiller would
But now to move
just
on
be
to my win.
adapting as well. Like, okay, Starkiller will be adapting as well, but you can move on to like your WinCon now. So, what's it?
Okay. Okay. But now for my win. So since you basically started off your win con with basically Starkiller charging in head first, trying to engage Ichigo in a sword combat, I'm gonna argue Ichigo is gonna BFR and seal away Starkiller whilst he's charging towards Ichigo.
That didn't. Just because you're engaging someone close combat doesn't necessarily mean you're charging at him. It'll just be approaching him in a swordsmanship stance.
Yeah, you need to be approaching me. Like standard battle assumptions that there is a distance between.
Okay.
So what Ichigo's gonna do right here is that he's gonna shoot this like beam at you that once it hits.
What was up? Oh, wait, did you say something or did you get cut off?
No, I was moved to another VC again by Hyde.
Okay, that's strange. Okay, so he shoots a beam.
Like, stop moving him.
No, I'm not moving myself. Someone else is.
Yeah, I said stop moving him. Like, stop moving you. I didn't say stop moving yourself.
Okay, so like he will shoot a beam that BFOs him. Okay, so tell me like how this BFR wing like beam works.
So
Hello?
my
It must be bad. Maybe it's my internet connection. Does you hear me?
Conclusions, 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 conclusions.
You guys
Right,
can hear
so,
me.
I mean, Shinigami
Yes,
needs
we
to have a
can hear you.
recon on the table. What? Shahid?
Fate,
Are you okay?
Fate asked if we could hear him, and I said yes.
Oh, okay, cool. Yeah, we can.
Alright. Alright, so basically what this beam does is that once Ichigo fires it and it hits you, all these chains from hell appear and you'll be sent to hell.
So
Now
the
once you're in hell,
chains.
yeah, a bunch of chains will appear and you'll be sent to hell.
Does he normally do this?
Wait, what?
Does he
Wait,
normally
what?
do this in Garrett? Asking, does he
Well,
like
this is
normally
comp.
do?
Well, this is comp right here, and also
Yeah,
in
it's
this
comp, but we also said this would be in character.
and regardless, even then, the first thing Ichigo did in that form was literally do that, as I've shown in the clip.
Wait, what do you mean by form?
The form that he's using in there.
What's
form
called?
that-
So where does he do it again?
It's in the video clip that I've just posted.
I'm looking at it, but like, does it happen at the beginning or like?
It's somewhere in the middle, but there's supposed to be like a big golden beam that he fires that once it hits you, a bunch of chains will appear, and then you'll be sent to hell.
Okay, I'm looking at it.
Just that. Once
Let's see.
you're inside of hell, you'll be in this cycle of where there are these guardians, the Kushinada. They're basically just gonna hunt you down and then kill you, and then you'll be reborn, and then you'll die again, and then that cycle is gonna repeat by like what's gonna seem like an infinite amount of times. And then you'll just become
Okay, I'm reading.
insane.
Okay, so like I'm reading this, and he said like you're endless torment you put your sister through, and then he says I need to make sure you don't escape. So from what I'm seeing, it sounds like he has like a character-driven motivation to do this to that guy, and this wouldn't be something he would do to some guy he just met.
Well, by technicalities, wait, why would you speculate that he wouldn't do that in character? Because this is the first thing he does in the form, and in like other materials, this is like his special move. So why would you speculate that he's doing like anything else?
Because of the dialogue he's in with the guy. Sounds like he has a vendetta against him for something he did to a friend of his. So I would like think that this would be something he would do like when he's truly enraged at somebody, possibly.
Well, we also got,
Or at least like when he just wants to make sure that someone can suffer.
well, even then, Ichigo has also been enraged to the point that actually, Ichigo is now at a point where like he's willing to kill them out of duty as well. And we also have other forms of Ichigo who are also willing to kill other people as well. And we also have the Vastalore form, which like acts out of anger and instinct.
So these are forms.
Yeah, since this is comp, I have all these other forms of Ichigo who are like we got like forms of Ichigo who are like basically in that rage inducement willing to kill others. The Vastalore form.
Okay, how does he go about like killing them exactly? Does he normally do this move to do it?
Well, in that form, like what? In that form that he was in, the Vastalore, he was like cutting off Okiura in half. He was like shooting arrows at him point blank, and if that's not enough, he just like it was just about to kill. Like stabbing, and then his friends were like, "Stop, you need to go. Just you do this. You kill this man. You'll be no different from them. All right? Like if you do this, you'll be no different. Come on, you need to snap out of it."
Okay, so he's more bloodthirsty essentially when he's in like his more wrathful forms.
Yeah, so he would be willing to do this. But the point is, with this form, once you're sent to hell, you'll not only be BFR'd, but you'll also be sealed in hell, so you can't escape hell. And then what happens is, you have these things called the Kushinada. And what
Wait, Shinigami, I need to like stop right there because first we need to like get past if this would even. One, we need to get past if he would even do it, and two, we need to get past would it even hit Starkiller like in the first place, or Galen, because I'm still not 100% sure that he would, because from what I heard, this is like a power that belongs to like his Hell Transformation form, right?
Yeah.
So, does he need to be in this form to use this ability?
It's comp. I get to have this form as well.
I never said you couldn't have it. You can have this form. This is comp. You are awarded all of the forms. All I am asking is, I would like to see something that would show he would be pushed to either go into this form, or would he even start the fight in this form, or like how would he access this in the middle of a battle?
He's already in this form. Like I said, it's fucking comp Ichigo. I get to have this form already on the get-go.
So he's already transformed? I'm not sure that's like what comp would mean. Like, you have the form, but I'm not sure that would automatically put you in this form. I would guess, is there a higher form he has than this? Because I think it would be one of those if like you were going to assume that. Like if we were to assume that.
No, it's fucking
by
comp.
that same logic, I never said you couldn't have comp. I'm just saying, like, just because it's comp doesn't necessarily mean he would start out with this, like, with this form. I would like to see how he would transition into this form in the middle of combat.
What? Do I really need to, like, transition to this form in the middle of combat when I said I am fucking comp?
Yes, dude, dude, like, not, okay, listen, we have comp, you do have these forms, but by that same logic, that would imply that all these forms would be on him already. That's not what comp means.
Well, what does comp mean then to you?
It just means we have access to all of our abilities. Okay, look, what comp is we use all of the abilities and all of the skills that we can find for the character, whether in canon or legends or like games, movies, books, novels, etc., and the anime and stuff like that. That's what comp means. You can use legitimately anything you can find for the character, but that does not necessarily mean they start off at a certain point at the beginning of a fight.
We never
Like,
agreed to
by
that.
that same logic, that's what comp would mean. I'm not sure where Mason of he would have this transformation from the start.
I need to step in because this is going in circles. Like, Shin, you need to actually have like some kind of rebuttal. Like, you're just going in circles and repeating yourself, but Fate's addressing what you're saying though. So like,
That caught me under again, dude.
Yeah, like I said, he's trying to get mine hacked. But anyway, yeah, it's like what Cohen did. I would have said it better because I was more focused on that. But basically, at the end, I'm just wondering how would he access this form in the fight to use this ability? Furthermore, would he even use this ability on someone he just met?
Alright, let me just check the rules first for composite characters real quickly.
He gonna take North Louisiana.
Oh, don't do that, Cameron. God damn.
You gonna see how it gonna come out.
Right, just probably grab some of this.
Alright, I found it.
Okay.
Characters that combine characteristics from several of their incarnations. It technically combines them into one. It
Okay.
I just looked up composite characters in Versus Wiki, and this is all that it says.
Okay, so there's.
This is all
So
it
again,
is.
that kind of just. So again, that just proves like my point. So that would just like prove my point. So again, I would ask, when in the fight would he turn into this?
Yeah.
And if he would even like use this on Starkiller to begin with.
But they also say that they combine all their characteristics from all of their incarnations into one. So wouldn't he be the possibility be in the form?
Okay, here's what that actually would mean. What that means is that you're combined. What that means is like, say I was using Goku in like a fight. I was using Comp. I would of course be utilizing Super Saiyan 4, GT, and Super into that Comp. Doesn't that mean he would sort off the fight in Super Saiyan 4 or Super Saiyan God? It just means he has access to both of those transformations within the fight. That's like the simplest way I can like explain it.
Well, we didn't specify on like we didn't specify on.
Dude, we were using like the standard explanation, and we just went over it, and it pretty much just explained to you that what we were talking about doesn't work. At least that was all that you said it said.
Let me check then rules for composites.
Okay, dude, we could quite literally just, all I could need at this point is like a showing of him turning into like the form in the middle
y'all
of
are going in
the fight.
Like, y'all just want to leave this to the judges or whatever?
Yeah, I guess we can leave that to like the judges.
Y'all can conclude on it now if y'all want.
I'll just like after this one, I'll just like move on to another win con.
Well, isn't this your win con?
No,
Yeah,
like
this
my
is
win
his
con
win
is
con.
Yeah.
my
No,
win con is
Shin. No, Shin. This was your win con. This was your win con.
yeah.
Don't. Yeah. Now you can either conclude the whole entire debate because it's been 2 hours, or either let Fate go on to his point.
We can move on to his point.
Okay, so I guess I'll move on to like my win con next. And my next win con is that Starkiller will fly Ichigo with Force Lightning and zap his life.
Alright, so you're gonna say Starkiller will just zap Ichigo of his life force with Force Lightning.
Here's an explanation of how Force Lightning works.
Seems like this is age, and I don't know if you looked
Actually,
It doesn't just shock. Yep, it doesn't just like shock you. It also siphons off your life and your life energy as well, essentially draining you as it's dismembering you.
alright. I'm just gonna argue Ichigo's gonna absorb that stuff and then fire it back at you.
How would he observe it?
Quincy has stated that that they can absorb things from their environment, and Ichigo has shown when he fought again, he was able to absorb Yuha's ring too. And also Ichigo is a Quincy, so he would have this capability.
Okay, so basically Quincy are known to be able to absorb things from their environment.
And Ichigo was able to absorb one of Yuha's utilize it.
What did he absorb from Yuha?
Which is like he absorbed Yuha's Reiatsu. I should.
What is that exactly?
Reiatsu basically. Know what he is? You know. You know how Ki is in Dragon Ball? Wait, can you hear me?
I can hear you.
You know how Ki is in Dragon Ball?
Yes. You mean like life energy?
Nah, like something like that. But Reiatsu is basically spiritual energy. Let me see if I can find absorption scan right here. Alright, I found it. Right. And also what Quincy's do. Now wait, I should have that right here. I'm just explaining now what Quincy's do. Get her. Quincy's.
Jake Paul solos cry.
Okay.
What the fuck are you?
Yeah, there was a call right next to me. Just like ignore that.
Just like your parents. Just kidding.
Hey, come on. Why you left the door wide open?
Okay, I'm in the bathroom now. Okay, so
Taking
Okay,
a
here
dump.
it is. Okay. Just ban hide.
Okay.
Focus on the debate. Stop paying attention to him.
Alright, so here it is. Ichigo has been shown absorption, and what Quincy's do is that they absorb things around them and they use it as an attack. So what Ichigo's gonna do is just gonna absorb Starkiller's force lightning and then fire it back at him.
Why would he be capable of absorbing this different type of energy, though?
Well, what is the force essentially?
It's actually interesting you may ask that. Let me just put this here.
Does the force affect like spiritual beings?
The force oversees all life, death, and works on a metaphysical level.
Even on souls?
It works on all levels. That's why I said like metaphysical and not just spiritual. I'm about to show it to you.
Okay, so let me go over like the verse equalization rules for Versus Battle Wiki. Verse equalization. Similar supernatural aspects of verses gets equalized in a reasonable fashion. So supernatural energy that almost everyone in a verse has, which is necessary to fight the characters of said verse, will be assumed to be equivalent energy that the opponents used in their technique so that proper fight can happen. Furthermore, attacks that require a special type of energy to be effective, like anti-magic requiring magic, different versions of somehow. As long as they're somehow similar and the mechanics are somehow compatible with the known mechanics behind energies from different verses. Okay, so since the force has like spiritual properties to it, and I have spiritual energy, then I should be able to absorb your stuff.
What about the rest of it? See, when I said the force is metaphysical, here's essentially like what I meant. And the force has been said to be able to use metaphysical attacks. It is essentially beyond comprehension. And when I said metaphysical, I meant in terms of it has actual conceptual properties as well, and I can actually show evidence for that.
Well, I also have conceptual properties for Reiatsu as well, as Kenpachi, when he flared up his Reiatsu, was going to kill the very concept of death. Like, he was going to destroy that concept.
He was going to destroy the concept of death.
Yeah.
Okay, can I see that real quick?
So Reiatsu also works on a conceptual level as well.
Crazy. Ati. Let's spray of blood. Oh. Death of the eye and okay, then the human form that had transformed into a mass of pure violence that might even destroy the concept of death itself opened its mouth. You seem like you will be fun. Okay, this says it might be capable of destroying like the concept. I showed that like the force actually is capable of it. And I'd even like argue to a much higher degree, considering it doesn't just govern like death, it also governs life and hold on.
Well, if you want, I can also show. I can also go back to my previous point as well when we were talking about Aizen. And if you want, I can go back right here essentially and argue that the cleaner is basically the very concept of reason itself. It stated that normal spiritual energy does not work on it, and it's also stated, or rather shown as well, that it's also stated in one of the games that it's immune to force, kind of like a concept essentially. It has all these properties to be like the conceptual being, and once again, Aizen one-shot it.
Well, how many? So like, basically, like essentially, like how many like concepts is that for you again?
What?
Okay, so like there's the like. All this says is that in this form, he is able to easily destroy the cleaner, despite it existing on the side of reason and being immune to the force.
Yes, and we also have this statement right here, being, which states that the cleaner, which states that that thing isn't a creature of spirit energy. It's a creature of reason. It's not something spirit energy can handle. So he's basically implying that it's basically an abstract idea of reason.
That
And the fact
just 'cause
it's also immune to both, and it's also immune to both spiritual energy and force, which are kind of.
Okay, wait, just because it would be immune to like spiritual energy wouldn't necessarily make it conceptual.
I mean, if you want to put it like that, I also pointed out how it's also a creature of reason and it also exists on the side of reason. So it would be the abstract idea of reason. Actually, I also got other
That
solid
doesn't.
things as well.
Oh my god. Okay, wait, could you repeat that sentence? Just so I know I'm not missing anything. Like just the last part of it.
Basically, the argument is that the cleaner, it exists on the side of reason, and it's also stated to be immune to force and immune to spirit energy. Something which can make up a concept. It's also stated to be a creature of reason, and it also exists on the side of reason. So it'll also be conceptual.
I would like to mention just because it's on that it's kind of vague with it being on the side of reason, but I would also like to bring up what is force. I think that what is force in this context because I think that would help.
Physical force.
Physical force?
Yeah. Pretty sure.
Okay, so honestly, I have not seen anything that can definitively say this is like a concept here. And even like if it was, the force pretty much outdoes it by magnitudes via having more concrete statements.
If you want, I can also mention how like the smallest fragments of the Soul King, which like what Ichigo has, they're stated that they can like nag Ichibe's ability, which I can show you the scans of them being conceptual as well. Give me a moment. I'm on 1%. I gotta go do this real fast. Gotta go fast.
Where's your phone charger?
It's in my room and I'm out of my room.
Okay, so like when I asked what the force was, what force it meant by force, you said like physical, right?
Yeah.
Okay. I just wanted to like get that. Oh. Is this like what you wanted to show me? Like this text here?
Right, because the site I use is not working today. I gotta do this.
Ah, crap.
I gotta do this real fast. Okay, so let me see if I can find it. Ichibei right here. We see right here, in these scans that Ichibei. Oh fuck! I'm sorry, sore throat. That whenever Ichibei's ink like touches you, you'll be led to the loss of your power. Basically, the loss of power, the loss of the name, directly results to the loss of power.
Okay, I'm looking at this black text, and it says right here.
It's this one right here, and then it's also stated right here. Let me see. As it's stated right here, and then finally, when you all had his name changed to an ant, to a black ant, he had all the capabilities of an ant.
The monk controls black. Okay, wait. Black. Over names, he can cut the enemy's name, take it from him, give him another, thus depriving him of his powers. Only the creator can like this. So he's taking their names and giving them another name.
Yeah, and the loss of the name means direct loss of power. And if you get a new name, you'll have a new.
Okay, how is this conceptual again? Because this could fall under a number of other abilities. And then this could fall under something like law manip, reality warping, or, other things. So what would necessarily make that conceptual? Oh, okay, you can just text then. Oh, did you get like what I said? You texting? Okay, let me just put this here. His internet must be bad. This right here.
A few moments later.
Okay, thanks. Okay, so like Shinigami, are your technical issues like fixed?
Yep.
Okay, so I'm gonna probably ask you about that at a later date, but for now, from what is that? Okay, for now, what I meant what I was saying was, can I have a bit more context as to why this would be conceptual? From what I'm
Okay.
seeing, this could be more so because this honestly looks like it could be more so law or reality, law manip or reality warping or other types of abilities. I'm not sure why this would necessarily be like conceptual, like what this guy's doing.
Because as we see in the panels, whenever Ichibe um uses his ability, it leads directly to the loss of your powers and your abilities and everything like that. Wait, let me check. All that stuff. And then when he gives you a new name, your powers are all rendered to that level. As seen when Yuha had his name changed to Black Ant, all of his powers were changed to that of a black ant.
So we got stronger because ants are 10 times stronger than their size.
Bruh.
I had to. I had to say that. I couldn't let that go. Okay, so either way. Yeah, I just had to say that. Okay, so either way, I'm still not necessarily sure that would be conceptual. Because as I said, there are a number of abilities that allow you to do that are not conceptual. For instance, Janembo is capable of power nulling like the afterlife and Dragon Ball, but that doesn't necessarily mean that they were conceptual in nature. That was just power null and like transmutation.
Wait, that's not the same thing. Yes, you're power nulling, like, what is it again? The afterlife?
No, I was just making like an example. I wasn't like saying like that's what was happening. I was making an example of like how this could be a number of different types of abilities. I mean, like we could like leave that part to like ninjas though, like if you want to.
I mean, we also have a statement from that states that Ichibe was like renaming, gave names to all the things, and they gained form from those names. Wait, give me a moment. Fuck, it's not loading. All right, there it is. I can also grab a scan where it states that Ichibe renames existence itself, which would all more than likely fall under conceptual manipulation.
He said he just came up with the names on Pakuto, and then Shiki Kaba, and I named those two. He says I was the first to name the countless phenomenon that occur in the Soul Society. And I
Yeah,
know the
that
names
one.
of all the Zanpakuto from the moment as Achi is formed by Oetsu and handed to a Soul Weaver. Okay. All it says is that he named the countless phenomenon that occur in the Soul Society.
And
How
what do you
does
think
that...
is a phenomenon? And what is a phenomenon exactly?
He's naming stuff that exists? I mean,
Nah,
did
he
he...
gave name and form to things that didn't have a name.
Okay, so before I say anything, repeat that sentence verbatim, please.
Ichibe gave name and forms to things that didn't have a name.
Okay, I have several things to say, but I think I'm just going to go with the simplest one. It says right here, I was the first to name the countless phenomenon that occur in the Soul Society. He says occur in the Soul Society. What does he mean by that?
It's just to simplify it to Renji. He's just explaining what he's just like using the Soul Society as an example.
Okay, here's the thing. Not sure how this is conceptual either, because all he did was name the countless phenomenon that occurred within the Soul Society. He gave names to these moves and these techniques and these
I
weapons.
want to leave this to the judges, because this ain't going anywhere.
I will about to after I make this point. But like I said, he's just naming things that occur in the Soul Society. That doesn't necessarily mean that it's conceptual.
Throwing Loki on point. We're going around in circles at this point.
Okay, let's move. Okay,
Yeah,
so
I mean, maybe y'all should just
is it the next one?
Like, it's over 3 hours. Y'all both have one win con each. Y'all don't want to go to conclusions, or what y'all want to do?
Wait, we have one win con aids?
Yes, one win con each. Please conclusions.
Well,
we had 3.
Wait, then y'all. Well, someone brought up skill, and he brought up something. So I thought y'all had one each.
Oh, we have 3. I brought up skill, then he brought up this whole transformation, and then I brought up to 10 minutes.
Oh, okay.
I mean, no, I brought up lightning.
Either way, conclusions, please.
So I have 2 and he has 1.
Conclusions, please. This has been going on for 3 hours.
Okay, wait, I'll make a deal. If we can't get through this in the next 10, if we can't get through his win con on 10 minutes, then we'll go to conclusions.
No! No!
Okay, 10 minutes is all I'm asking. If we can't do it in 10 minutes, you guys have...
No, here's this. Each of y'all are gonna have to give Infinite a tip and money. Low-key serious. Each of y'all are gonna give him a tip and money. Y'all gonna send him some money because he's gonna edit 3 hours of this. So y'all better send him a tip and money. And I'm being actually legit.
When I have my stuff worked out, I might be able to. I'll wait till I get some money on my YouTube thing. But if we can't, okay, so Shinigami, you can go with your win con, but if you can't get through it in 10 minutes, then we'll go to win cons.
How about we just just give in one last win con to make it even for the both of us, and then in 10 minutes we're over with this.
Yeah, that sounds like the fairest
Your
one.
timer's starting right now. Go.
Good. Okay, what time? Your time, man.
Alright, so for my last win con for Ichigo will be that, basically we're gonna... I'm just gonna try this one out. Fuck it, there's no point. I'm just gonna try this one out. So, we agreed on our AP point, right? On where we lie in the AP, right? For your AP point, you're what? You didn't specify the size of your universe, but my universe was infinite in size, and I was transcending that. So I would, by technicality, have higher AP, and I would just one-shot you.
Dude, are you serious? That's what I know.
Just something I've thought of.
Okay, first of all, that doesn't work because, for one, to be 4-dimensional, I'm pretty sure it would require of infinite space, which I can actually show you Star Wars does indeed have. So
we moved on from our AP point already. We moved on from our AP point. We can't backtrack. And I'm saying, what I'm saying is, basically, sure, we're transcending our universe, but my universe was infinite in size, whilst you didn't specify your size of the universe. So basically, let me give you an analogy. For example, who is stronger? The guy who can destroy. Who has a higher chance of destroying the universe? A guy who can destroy multiple galaxies, or a guy who can destroy one galaxy at a time?
Dude, that's like asking me what the difference between 3D and 4D is. Just because you can destroy infinite 3 dimensions doesn't mean you could destroy infinite 4 dimensions. So that's kind of honestly kind of a sus thing to say this late on. Because that would inherently, because the 4th dimension would already inherently be infinite. Also, where did you even state yours was infinite to begin with?
I stated in the AP section right up above there.
Okay, let me see real quick.
It's all the way on the top of here.
Okay, I found it. Oh, did you post it again?
No, I posted here.
Yeah, let's see.
Which, by the way, you did not contest against this, so you kind of accepted it.
How would that make this so? Okay, wait a minute. Basically, what your win con is saying that you're infinite 4D, and you're saying I'm finite 4D. So Ichigo should be able to win that.
I mean, this is the quickest win con I could have because the other things have to go over like weird stuff. That's the quickest one I got.
Just kind of raising an eyebrow that you waited this long to bring something like that up. Wait a minute, you didn't ask me any questions about the size before. Oh, under like standard battle assumptions, could that mean like that? That would mean that I would still have that. Also, technically we did.
We agreed on each plus scaling, and we did not contest each other's like sizes of our own universe. So I would by technicality be higher. And also,
technically we.
And also, again, this is just the quickest thing I could get out of. The other things have to go over weird stuff. Like a lot of backscaling and scaling that I can't do in 10 minutes.
Oh wait, actually I think we went over like another thing. Actually wait, we did actually go over another thing. They would give me that though. Oh, here we go. Scroll up real quick. Remember how I did? Up real quick, and you see we actually did like go over this. I'll show it to you right here. Remember?
Luke remained.
And you handed this point to me. Remember this we went over?
I don't remember it.
Yeah, there were no concessions to this.
Unless I'm having a brain fart because I'm lucky not remembering this. Let me check. We went over this above in the AP section. Let me check. It's not in the AP section. It's not in the AP section.
Okay. It is a part of his arsenal still though. And also considering that we did this long to address that, it didn't really make that much of like a difference like at the end. Because I still showed it to you, and I'm just
saying this is the quickest one yet.
Yeah, and I counted it. Even at the same time, I could also just Galen would enter oneness with the fours, which would also amplify that.
Would he know to do that in the combat?
You see, that's actually the interesting thing. Let me
put that
there.
because you said the first thing you're gonna do is like just get up close and personal and combat Ichigo in like a sword fight. So how would Starkiller know that Ichigo is stronger than him, and then Ichigo would just before Ichigo just like one shots him?
That you haven't like really proven he's stronger yet, and also wait, what was that I put? Also, that's because the force works on a subconscious level. Would do that automatically for him.
Has he been presented to do that in character?
It's again, the force is the subconscious thing. He doesn't need to activate it. It activates on his own. And it's even detailed right there in the above.
Let's see.
Full transformation needed.
The force resided in her subconscious too, and sometimes it spoke. Why then though, like if the force works on a subconscious level, then even if then let me see examples. Then why wasn't Anakin, despite being like a massive prodigy, not able to use this to his advantage in his fight against Count Dooku? And just got bodied by like having his hand sliced off in one shot.
Has more knowledge of the Force than Anakin did at that point in time. And I actually already went over that. He was trained by Vader. Vader and Palpatine have access to legitimately all of the knowledge of the Sith and Jedi. Anakin and Vader is more skilled and has more resources than Anakin.
So wait, if you need like some form of like conscious mastery over it, then this wait, how do I put it? Like it's not like you need like some sort of conscious control over it, you know?
Y'all's 10 minutes is up.
Okay, that's the conclusions then.
All right, you go first.
Actually, you can go first because like you go first.
All right. So in conclusion, we're both Uni Plus, yeah. I said I was higher because I'm basically specified the size of the 3D realm that I'm transcending, whereas Fate didn't like give the size of his universe. So I'm most likely higher than him in AP. For the skill segment, in a conventional sense, Starkiller would be like the better fighter than Ichigo. However, Ichigo is like a massive prodigy, and I've been able to prove Fate was only able to prove Starkiller can adapt. That's it. I, on the other hand, was able to prove that Ichigo not only adapts, but he also grows in like even faster than like prodigies and like not only normal Shinigami, but also prodigies. Like he can learn an ability in like a few minutes when it takes them years to do the same thing. So I would most likely.
Why y'all keep coming out this damn door? Look.
I would most likely out adapt in the end. The next point I had is like the ceiling at BFR point, which was only contested if Ichigo had the form, not that if Starkiller was in the realm, and that there is no way he could escape. By the definition just says that that all their forms would be put into one, and I haven't seen Fate's like complaints about it. the definition just says that all the forms and iterations of the character would be placed in one. So Starkiller will just get BFR'd in hell and sealed and die over and over again until he becomes insane. The Force Lightning point, what is it? I was able to prove that Reiatsu is kind of similar in nature to the Force. Like, they're both spiritual in nature, they can affect concepts. I think I was able to prove that pretty well with, like, Ichibe being able to affect the phenomena and all the occurrences in the universe, which I've shown. And also I've shown there are properties of concepts such as how, for example, with Ichibe, the loss of name means, like, you lose the power, or you lose the form, and all of your abilities get resulted to that of, like, let's say, a black ant. And then we had this final point, which was, again, just me saying that my universe is, like, infinite in size and I'm transcending it, whereas Fate hasn't given, like, the size of his universe and hasn't made a strong point as to why the Force will, like, just amp Starkiller to that extent as well, because what he's showing here is that what he said to me is that what I'm gathering based on, like, Anakin and Dooku's encounter is that you need some sort of conscious mastery over it. Sure, the Force can be subconscious, but you need some sort of, like, conscious mastery over it, as shown in the Anakin vs. Dooku fight. So I think most likely Ichigo is going to be, like, the stronger one and just one-shot Starkiller or BFR him to hell. And that's my conclusion.
Okay, sorry about the noise. Okay, so for my conclusions, with the skill point, it was already a given that Starkiller was Shinigami has all said he was naturally more skilled, but I would I also showed that he can also too adapt in the middle of combat as well, by showing how him and Vader both get stronger together, similar as, on top of showing a more detailed and more intricate fighting system for Star Wars than what was shown for Bleach, and how Galen has mastered several more stuff and has had superior training that bordered on torture from Vader and Proxy, which he began at a far younger age as a toddler. And then with the what other one do we do? Oh, the Hell Transformation one. And then with the Hell Transformation, I didn't see any real evidence stating he would transform into that at the start, or even doing the mats. And I wasn't given I don't believe I was given a sufficient character motivation for him to be doing that to someone he just met. I don't think we got past that part of what this being character for him to do in the middle or even at the start, and would he even go to this transformation doing in the fight, or would it be in character? And then next for the lightning point, I firmly believe I showed vastly superior evidence for conceptual and metaphysical physical use of the Force, along with more detail along with more detailed lore and statements, and less guesswork than I saw with the Bleach and stuff. You can just look at it and see that it says metaphysical and conceptual for the Star Wars, and how it oversees destiny and life and death, and it states that in the panels. And then next we had the AP thing that came in at the end. To be perfectly honest, when that came up, I honestly thought it was a bit sus, because maybe bring that up at a far earlier date. I understand he wanted to let it be done with, but at the same time, it was kind of indeed show that it was the infinite still, and we did. And then he saw that, but he didn't contest it at the time. And since he brought that up later, I do believe I could have brought that up later like I did, and it's still replaceable. And even if not, there's still oneness with the Force, whereas it does take right? And then, but considering I've already shown Starkiller is more skilled. Point, especially considering the force works on a subconscious level anyway, so it will already be being him with that like it did against when fought Palpatine, and 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 it would work, and it activate, and I also showed that like with the settings. So now I'm done, and we can like go to the judges.
All right, I'll go first for once in my life. So let's see. Starting off with skill, both of y'all pretty much got past AP, you covered that. So we'll move on to like the win stuff. So for skill, y'all were on this for a minute. Ultimately, it is going to start off where Fate's character is naturally more skilled. Shinigami did bring up some interesting stuff. At the end of the day, it's like he did resort to Ichigo's adaptation. But the problem is, even with that adaptation, you're already at a disadvantage from the start. And Fate brought up how his character can also adapt, so he's also going to be not just naturally better from the start, but when you start adapting, he's already naturally better and had his own adaptation. So I don't see, how that's going to really overall counter. So I would say Fate definitely takes skill and adaptation overall. And next was the BFR, yeah. So we get to the BFR point. So this was pretty interesting at first. Y'all were kind of going back and forth a little bit, honestly. But then you got to a really juicy point that Fate brought up of the transformation point, and then y'all got on that for a moment. And Shin kind of kept repeating himself multiple times. It's composite, but Fate kept giving actual reasoning as to why that wouldn't necessarily be the case. And then Shin did eventually grab the definition and dropped it, but then Fate actually pointed out the context behind what the definition more than likely actually entails. And I don't really feel like Shin went against that either. Like, he didn't really go against what Fate presented as a proper rebuttal. It was actually very logical and reasonable, and Shin really didn't go against it. So I would say with that too, I would say Fate took that point as well. And for the conceptual stuff, again, I feel like it really did seem like on a couple of these points, Shin was more so begging the question, and Fate did present yet again more logical reasoning as to why what he was presenting as conceptual wouldn't necessarily be the case more often than not. So and with Fate's conceptual stuff, it is not only just blatant, but Fate was able to actually argue it and consistently present it accurately for what it's worth in this situation. So I would say with that, Fate also took that. Ultimately, I don't feel like the AP point is relevant because of that, because he would already beat you in multiple ways before that point even gets across. And even with that, Fate, even if that were to be, we went down that route, Fate actually brought up, again, kind of his own reasoning that wasn't really went against as to why he would more than likely be able to do what you're doing as well and go and explain why his is actually infinite. So, again, I mean, you attempted on that, but I feel like, again, Fate kind of took that as well. So, overall, I'd say Fate won with no difficulty.
All right.
Next.
All right, I'm next. All right, so I'm just gonna say this. Fate, I'm proud of you. I'm actually extremely proud of you. Okay, so when it comes to the AP point, when it comes to AP point, I'm gonna get to like the whole AP at the end too as well. When it comes to AP point at first, like Fate easily took this. Okay, so when it came down to skill, same thing. It's the same thing exactly what Corn said, but something I am going to touch upon is what Fate actually said, because like he's like, all you kept on saying was also begging the question, and all you kept on saying was just like, oh yeah, it's like, oh yeah, my character has a higher IQ. It's like my character is like so smart, and then Fate said, okay, it's like, okay, then so how is that IQ going to correlate with that person's skill? To which you did not counter that at all. You did not. You actually danced around the question, and actually you didn't even answer that at all. So by that alone, like Fate already has more skill than you, and then also to the point to where you even addressed the question that he did, or basically what he said to when it's like you're basically like on the same tier as like a lower rank like Red Trooper in Star Wars, in which you did not go against that point either. So there's that already. So he already has skill. Now for the BFR point, and then you kept on saying, it's composite. Look and listen. Composite doesn't mean, it doesn't inherently mean you're gonna start out in that form. It does not mean that at all. Nowhere near. Composite means so let's say for example, if a character has non-canon material and then canon material, all that combines into one character. And then plus two, even as you said, like those are like transformations of forms. If that will not mean that he's gonna start out in those forms right off the bat when the fight starts. Don't try to rat with that. And I know for a fact you're trying to rat with that and trying to get off that ability. And then easily, if Fate wanted to, he could have just said everything else that you said previously in the debate wouldn't even matter. That wouldn't even matter because basically based upon your standing, you're going along with this with your character already being in this form, but that wouldn't already be the case. So then you will have no win cons at all, and then he can easily just one shot you there. So then when it came to that point, I was more convinced on Fate's side, and then about the whole conceptual stuff. Okay, so when it comes to conceptual stuff, I was more convinced on Fate's side. Like what Corn said, it was blatant. It was right there and then. To while you, on the other hand, were trying to rat again by about trying to say about how like you whatever his name is can change names or all because something had conceptual in it. You're like, oh yeah, that's conceptual. That's conceptual and whatnot. So that's already like better than yours. No, that is not inherently the case. And then what Fate even pointed it out was like that's just law manip. That's just law manip, and you were again begging the question again. So now when it comes to the final thing to which they're like your quote unquote final win con to which you were extremely ratting on, and basically just basically just trying to say was just like, oh yeah, it's just so yeah, so like I'm just gonna backtrack all the way back to the AP point and just be like, oh yeah, I have higher AP than you. Oh, I have higher AP than you. No, nigga, no, you didn't. You did not have a higher AP, and you did not say like the whole like infinite size, whatever and whatnot. Because even if they wanted to, you already be out of tier. You'd be out of tier during the whole cap of the debate. And then during that whole section, when you're going about the AP point, you were just ratting, completely just ratting, and it's quite disgusting. But yeah, overall, I say Fate took this debate with negative no diff, and then Infinite. You can stop the recording now, so I can like brutally yell at Shinigami.